Hello everyone. So this is back with the video of HR modules. So today's topic we're going to discuss with one of the interesting topic called as a payment of bonus 1965 and amendment 2015. So this is the topic that we're going to discuss today. So before discussing today, we need to have a look at this topic. So whereas till 2015 before there is a only payment of bonus, and after 2015 there is some amendment has been uh, attached with this payment of bonus. And today we're going to look what is this bonus, why it is given to employee. Basically you take an company, so it's working and it's getting a profit. So that profit is absolutely derived through the manpower. That can be an service oriented, or that can be an manufacturing unit, anything. So this payment of bonus is something, in general, you need to understand the bonus is means of extra. When you get something that is of extra, that you will be sharing that with your employee. You will be getting some profit. So that profit you will be sharing with your employee. So to that, this act is being established. And to this act, we have some of eligibility as well as applicability conditions. And looking here of eligibility, it is eligible for any employee who earns basic salary that is less than 21,000 or 21,000. If it is more than 21,000, then that employee is not eligible for this payment of bonus act. And whereas he also need to work 30 days for this organization in a month. So these are the two eligibility conditions for the payment of bonus. And looking on this eligibility, it is eligible for the company which has the manpower of 20 or more, even a single day in his previous 12 month. So for such company, it is applicable. And it's also the very important thing to be noted here. Once it applicable, always applicable. This phrase is always important in terms of HR modules. And other thing, the timeline of payment. Basically, this bonus is not paid every month. It is paid according to the period of time. For example, so in looking about this timeline of payment, we're going to be need to have some idea of the financial year. Basically, we consider the financial year as 1st April, and that's the opening, and end of financial is going to be the 31st March. So this payment of bonus is to be within the 8 month from the end of financial year. Let's take an example like, so the 31st April is going to be the end of the financial year. Taking account from this end of the financial year to next 8 month, that is of 30th November, within this period the bonus has to be paid for those employee who are eligible. It is not that you can be paid the bonus after November. It's not like that. You cannot be paid, but you can be paid this bonus to employee before the November, like in the month of July, in the month of August, you can be paid. So there is no restriction. But what does this most of this company they used to follow? They used to follow to pay this bonus in the time of Diwali, Pongal. So this type of festivals. So the company is pay the bonus. So whereas they also following the rules and regulation, and they don't fall under any penalty. And this is an important thing. Other things to be noticed here. If an employee who is eligible for the bonus, but he has been left the organization in the month of June, So he has been eligible for the payment and he has been worked as a 30 years. He meet all his requirement for this bonus. And it is a questions coming here whether and how he will be get his bonus. There is a two-way. Employee who's leaving the organization, for those employee, the company they pay the bonus at the time of his leaving. Or some other company they used to pay the bonus usually when they used to pay for all their employees. So for the second case, they used to pay check to those employee who has left the organization. And of course, from my point of view, the second case is not favorable and it's very complicated for the company because they need to take the record and information of those employee and their address and they need to be sent all this thing. So instead of having some too many of works to avoid that, you can be follow the case one, that is to be pay when they're leaving. So you don't have any other problem there. And other thing, why I started this topic, I said the bonus is like sharing the profit with those employee. And it's a question is coming forward that what if the company say we are not making a profit, we are being loss, we're doing the loss. So for such condition, the government has taken some important restriction and some regulations that is called as a minimum bonus and maximum bonus. This company who said we are doing losses this year, so we can't able to pay bonus. For such company, it is mandatory to pay the minimum bonus with the interest, with the percentage, sorry, not the interest, with the percentage of 8.33 percentage. Even you make the profit, even you make the loss, it is not that once you make the loss, you cannot be escaped from this act. It is for all the company, they cannot be escaped from this paying of this bonus. Of course, this is like a expense from the point of a company. So even if the companies make the loss, they are need to pay the minimum bonus with the percentage of 8.33 percentage. And maximum is that when the company make the profit, they need to pay 20%. And it is not if the company is making a profit, but they are paying minimum bonus. No, minimum bonus is paid for those company who making loss and maximum bonus is paid those company who making profit. And this is has some exceptional cases only for those company who are start. If you take a startup, they need some time period like 3 to 4 years to meet their break-even point. We can't be say every startup company they start making the profit after the 1 year, after the 2 years. They need some time. So for those startup company, it is exceptional that for the first 5 years they don't need to pay bonus to the employee. After the 6th year, they have to pay the bonus. But in which within this first 5 years, if the company start making the profit in its third year itself, then whether it is the company need to pay the bonus or not, absolutely the company need to pay the bonus if they start making the profit in the third year. So this is what the exceptional rule for the startups company. So and now we're going to look at the other important thing as minimum wages. And you people need to have some clarify between the minimum wages and minimum bonus. This two thing was very different one. And talking about this minimum wages, to describe about this term, we need to have a look at this term called as a base payment. As we are beginning the topic, we have a see payment of bonus 1965 and amendment of 2015. In the amendment of 2015, before, there is a term called as a base payment. Whereas this base payment is some a specific amount that is being mentioned by the government of India, from which we used to calculate the bonus for those employee. that is fixed for all the employees, like the employee who is skilled, employees who is semi-skilled, who employee who is unskilled. So it is common for all the categories of employee. So this creates some problem in the workforce, that whereas the employee who is skilled, he also earns the bonus for the same percentage, and employee who is unskilled, he also earns the bonus for the same percentage. So to be break this equality, there is something a term and concept is brought, that is called as a minimum wages. So this minimum wages is government used to issue the notice every 6 months. This is changes based upon the state to states. So in this minimum wages, the government used to allocate and mention the specific amount that is need to pay for skilled laborers, unskilled laborers, and semi-skilled laborers, and highly skilled laborers. According to that minimum wages amount that is mentioned, so this bonus is calculated for the employee. So we're going to discuss how this calculation done all this thing in this upcoming now. So after this minimum wages, the other important topic is called as available surplus. Okay. So this available surplus is also called as a net profit. You take a company, the company's gross profit. From the gross profit, when you start minusing the depreciation, the losses, the expenses, the taxes, finally you will be get to know the net profit of the company. So that net profit is also called as a available surplus. So taking this available surplus in the concept of bonus, okay, whereas for any Indian company, they need to contribute 60 percentage from the available surplus, which means from the net profit. And whereas for any foreign company, they need to contribute 67 percentage from the available surplus. So this way, what happened, the calculation will be done. So now we're going to see the calculation module. So that is really, help you in understanding it in a better way. So here the column that is of employee, we take a two employee that called as a and B, and their basic salary. And other thing here to understand the basic salary and fixed salary. Fixed salary, that is fixed for those employee, like employee he is earning 10,000, he is earning 15,000, that is fixed by every month. And basic salary, that is not include of some other, like medical care, some other cash component related things. So it is a basic salary. And here, if you take employee A, he earns a basic salary of 10,000. Employee B, he earns a basic salary of 15,000, 10,000 and 15,000. And what we have to do, we need to be calculate their minimum wages that is mentioned by the government. That keep varies by every 6 months, or it keep similar. So that is based upon the acts and regulations. So from this minimum wages, we have been looking for the 10,000, we'll be get this 8,000 as a minimum wages. And for this 15,000 as a basic salary, we'll be get a minimum wages of 13,500. After that, it is also very important that in a month, how many days did the employee work? If you worked 20 days for the employee A, and for the employee B, he works for 12 days. After that, we need to be mentioned calculate that called as an earned minimum wages. So how to calculate this earned minimum wages is very simple. Take your basic salary and divided by, of course, whereas you need to be take your minimum wages, not as an basic salary. So this calculations, it's followed by every organization there. They follow up uh, this calculation. So this are the most important thing that is really, makes helps to calculate the payment of bonus. Here we have to take the minimum wages 8,000 for the employee. 8,000 divided by, if you take in a month, that is of 31 days or 30 days. So that into the number of days the employee work. If it is 20, then multiply with 20. You will be get a earned minimum wages as amount called 5,161. Similar way for this employee B. So after this, you have to take the minimum bonus and maximum bonus with the percentage. You need to calculate the 20 percentage on this earned minimum wages. So you'll be getting some amount. So this amount you have to do. So after that, we're going to look the other important thing with the some values. Okay. So here in the left side, you can able to find out the minimum bonus that is of 2,50,000 and maximum bonus that is of 4 lakhs. This is the present act which mention the minimum bonus amount and maximum bonus amount. It is not less than 2,50,000 and it should not be more than 4 lakhs. Let's we take the other important term that is called as an allocable surplus. From the available surplus, you need to be allocate surplus for your set off or set on. It is other most important concept to understand what is a set on and set off. For example, year one. So the allocable surplus for the year one is 2 lakh. If the company earns the amount that is of 2 lakh, it is not that they can pay whatever that they earn. So minimum bonus it is they're required to pay is 2,50,000. So they need to pay 2,50,000, whereas there is a shortage of 50,000. So this 50,000 is considered to be the set off. Here the set off is basically the amount that the company is paying out of available surplus, out of allocable surplus. That is called as a set off. Similarly, when the company is paying the amount, the bonus within the available surplus, that is called a set on. So we used to keep the other table that is called as adjustment of this set off and set off. And other important thing to notice here is nothing but from the year one, you have the set off amount that is of 50,000, which the companies paid out of available surplus. But on the second year, the company gets some profit, so they have available surplus of 50,000. From this 50,000, sorry, 5 lakhs. It is not that the company earns the 5 lakhs or 7 lakhs, whatever the amount they earn, they cannot be paid. It is also mentioned by the government, the maximum bonus should be 4 lakhs. Even you earn how much lakhs you want, like 6 to 7 to 8, but maximum it has to be 4. You have to pay 4 lakhs in the payment of bonus. So whereas you will be getting the amount remaining as a, you will be remaining 1 lakh is remaining from the 5 lakhs. So this 1 lakh is considered to be the set on. So now what will happen? The two important thing you need to be understand. You cannot add the set off on set on amount by the each year. You cannot add. Let us look here. For the first year, you have the set off amount of 50,000. And for the second year, you get a set on amount that is of 1 lakh. And here you cannot mention it as 1,50,000. No, it is absolutely wrong. So what you have to do, set off basically the company pays that is out of available surplus. So the company can take that 50,000 from the set on. So they have the surplus of money. So they're taking the 50,000 from the surplus. So remaining 50,000 is still kept in a set on for the year one. So this is the way that the set on and set off will be work. And this thing is really takes you some time to understand. You please watch again my video to get a better understanding of this one. And finally, we have some forms to fill in bonus. That is called Form A. That is used to for mentioning what are the surplus, what are the allocable surplus that we have been mentioned in the year wise. So all the details regarding that we need to be mentioned in the Form A. And followed by we have the Form B. In this form, we need to be mentioned what are the set off amount and what are the set on amount that we have been mentioned in each years. And followed by that we have the Form C. So this Form C is absolutely the HR deals where he is the form for his bonus payment work. And finally we have the Form D. This Form D is for the also for the HR purpose. Here the HR he used this Form D for mentioning the some of the returns and remarks, or like the HR can be disqualified any employee from the bonus when he committed any losses to his company in a financial aspect. So such all remarks and such all details you can be mentioned in this Form D. So this is the whole brief concept about this payment of bonus in a HR modules. I hope you people can enjoy this video, and please like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel for getting the further more HR related videos. And thank you for your watching.